Yeah. Yes. So I'm welcoming each and everyone over here. My topic is on understanding scientific misconduct research. The main significance of making this one is getting stuck into the plagiarism, and basically the things what are they supposed to do and what not to do, which will be you will come to impression all the pathway of these and categories of that's affecting misconduct criteria of the then falsification, what is fabrication, and what is plagiarism. We always work on plagiarism, but we don't know what are the types in these all these three sub topics, and measures to maintain research ethics, then effects on scientific misconduct, realities of scientific misconduct, and policies. What are the policies? What we can do about it? So, when we are going to the concept of conduct, it is the scientific misconduct. Scientific misconduct refers to the deliberate or careless ethical standards in research. It encompasses actions such as plagiarism, fabrications, falsification, and the various other significant violence of research ethics. Scientific misconduct occurs when researchers break behavior and scholarly conduct in their work. It involves a lack of scientific integrity. Basically, whenever we are doing this our research project, we some people or some students may there is a lack of scientific integrity, which includes failing to follow the scientific methods and research ethics during the planning, execution, and reporting of studies. When we are talking about the goals of misconduct, it is engaging in research. First is it goal is like engaging in research activities without obtaining the requisite permissions and approvals. Because many research scholars, they don't take permissions and approvals, and they directly go for the data collection. So they must know the proper process of this. Fabricating data or results as well as other elements of the research, including patient's consent. Sometimes when you are doing on the human being, so that consent part is also important. Altering or selecting, presenting research methodologies, materials, equipment, and data to create a misleading impression or outcome. When we are differentiating these three, we can see fabrication means making up just data, and falsification means distorting the data. And it's a third thing is questionable research. You can see in that. एक second. Sorry, I'll just reduce the size 1 minute. Sir. So third one is questionable research practices. So these are the three differentiation we'll see in details. Factors affecting scientific misconduct. Why it is happening, this misconduct? So first is intense pressure to publish. Every colleges or every professional area, or those who are academicians who are in the various positions. So it is, they have the pressure to publish certain things. Even we are as a principal, so we have this university demand that we have to publish, we have to organize conference and all. Competition for funding. Funding is also one of the factor. Career advancement pressure. So if any candidate wants to go some different areas, they want to do some advancements in the career, so that pressure also bother them. Inadequate training in research ethics. I always see those who are the research centers are there, colleges are there, they are not giving most important for the ethics, research ethics, which is not followed well, and they are not aware about it. I have seen many even research scholars, they don't know what is research ethics. So this is the gap in the research. I mean, it has to be more highlighted. Poor mentorship. So, and then lack of institutional oversight. Even commercial conflicts of interest and personal ambitions. Certain, if person is very career oriented or ambitious, then they are going, I mean, it happens. And culture is also, if some college is following some culture, then only some people, some faculty will do it, that publications and all, but otherwise nobody will do it. If unless you impose them some rules and regulation that every year we have to have a 2 minimum conference attend you have to attend, or you have to publish 2 article, then only they will do it, otherwise it will not happen. Next one, I will just clarify your clarity. I will give some light on it. What is falsification? So when you're talking about a falsification, it is all about tweaking, changing, or leaving out certain bits of research data results to create a misleading or inaccurate picture of what the findings really are. So it is not actual data is coming up. So manipulation of data, number one. So it is very commonly is happening, altering, removing, or tweaking data points or experimental results, results to match a preferred outcome or theory, which ultimately mispresent the actual findings. So when you are doing this manipulation, definitely the results will come wrong. Then the second one is selective reporting. When there is a choosing only data that support a specific idea, which while ignoring any evidence that goes against it or it is not helpful. Means you are very selective, which is positively you require, you will take it, otherwise you will not take it. So and then misinterpretation of the finding, distorting. It is to change something or to show something what you want to show. The meaning or consequences, distorting the meaning or consequences of research results to make them seem more important than they really are, which actually is not presented. Actual data is not shown to the authority. Now, fabrications. When you're talking about a fabrication, you always speak about the fabrications, but detail is here. Fabrication is all about making up research data or results that aren't real, creating everything from scratch without doing any of the research of experiments. This comprehends creating the fake data, making up data points, test results, or observations, and showing them as real result. They are just doing fake data and showing this is your real data results. Then made up experiments, pretending to have done experiments or studies that never really happened, including fake methods, data gathering, and analysis. Without doing anything, you're just doing made up of experiments and just doing the wrong thing. This is all malpractices. Fake paperwork, creating bogus documents like lab report or consent forms to wrongly prove that research has been was done in it actually was not. So they are all this is coming under these fabrications. Then plagiarism. We always talk about the plagiarism, and many universities they say it has to be this much, 10%, 20%, 30%. It depends upon the university to university. It varies. So plagiarism making someone else thoughts, words, or creations and not acknowledging them. So whenever you're doing anything, always we have seen in Edoxia, whenever they have a session, they're acknowledging that this one has done this thing and it is improved like this. I mean, everywhere where they are giving the acknowledgement also, and the resources also. Even as in many presenter, they are putting the resources also when they are presenting. Then it is a type of dishonesty. Okay, so plagiarism means taking someone else's thoughts, words, or creations and not acknowledging them. It is a type of dishonesty and goes against the principle of academic honesty. So academic honesty has to follow properly. You have to take permission, or you have to take their acknowledgement, or you have to quote their name somewhere, wherever you are taking any data. So number one, copying test means taking sentences, paragraph, an article, that is over, then rewriting someone else's work in your own words without properly acknowledging the original source. This is happening many times. So when they don't want to stuck into the plagiarism, they will take the data and write in their own word, but the credit will not be given to them. So it is very important to give the credit by writing the references. Self plagiarism occurs when someone uses large part of their own earlier published work, again without giving proper credit or mentioning it. It can create a false impression of the original research. So always I suggest every member, you have that you have to maintain the originality of the research, what you are doing and what you are doing and what you are thinking and doing. It has to be matched well, and you should not go away from the track. You have to be very sincere and polite what you are doing the work. Now, types of plagiarisms. Direct plagiarism. There are the various types of plagiarism that everybody must know. So, direct means this is a direct copy of a part another person's work, lacking credit and question marks. There is no credit into this. This is direct. Now, self-plagiarism. This happens when a writer uses important sections of their earlier published work again without giving credit to his previous uses. So that is also you have to give self-plagiarism. You must know what is self-plagiarism. You have to give credit to your work, what you have given, what you have done. Then mosaic or patch writing plagiarism. So when you're talking about this patch writing plagiarism, a writer does this by taking phrases, sentences, or paragraph from different sources and combining them to form a new text, usually without giving credit. So credit is very mandatory for everything. Accidental plagiarism. In that, this happens when someone accidentally fails to create sources correctly or misquotes them. It often comes from not fully understanding citation rules or being careless while taking notes and doing research. Then pre-paraphrasing this plagiarism. This means slightly altering the words of someone else's work, but keeping the main ideas of the same. Many teachers, they say that you just change the language and come, but it is not allowed. You cannot do like this to avoid the plagiarism. Then source-based plagiarism. This happens when a writer does not correctly reference their source or uses wrong or made up source. There are certain other types of plagiarisms are there. Incomplete plagiarism. This occurs when someone refers a source but leaves out important details, making it hard to locate the original source. Here you're losing your original source. Global plagiarism. This means using someone else completely work and claiming it as your own. Then collusion. What is collusion? This is a pact among the two or more individuals to engage in academic dishonesty. So here academic dishonesty happens by having one person's work presented as someone else. This is always happening, collusion. Then contact cheating means a student submits work by someone else, either for pay or as a favor, and pretends as it is their own. Nowadays, many places it is happening. They are giving their research work to do someone, and they will just show that it is done by them, and just they will give some perk or some whatever favor. But that is again coming under the contact cheating. So here I just given you the example, copy paste, like copy paste, and fabrication means the reading are different, but you are writing in your favor. Even falsification means you want the result has to be accurate, so you will put the lamp and increase the temperature, or that changes is happening. This is the simple example to understand what is this different between these three parts. Now, when you're checking the different between fabrication, falsification, plagiarism, I have categorized these three parts. So first we'll see the meaning. The fabrication meaning, the creation or incorporation of data, observation or characterization that were not present during the initial data collection or the execution of the experiments. Then falsification means it is an alteration or exclusion of results to substantiate claims, hypothesis, or other data is referred to as a data manipulation. This may involve the modification of research instruments, material, or methodology. So then we'll see the plagiarism. In that, plagiarism is when you use someone else's work without giving them credit. Aim of all these points. One is fabrication. Aim is to concentrate more on fabricating research results, data, and presenting them as accurate. Then falsification, this is seen as a way to counter statement. And plagiarism to ensure high standard in research and to support honesty in academics. It has to be there to give the more weightage on the academics. Occurrence, when it is happening, this fabrication, it can happen when completing the other experiments runs. Falsification, it can happen when data or information is shown in the wrong way, not correctly or misleading. And plagiarism, it may occur because of different types of sources. Now, I have given some examples for each and every one. Fabrications, filling out a survey for a made-up person who was never interviewed, making a data set of experiments that never took place, including fake data with real data from a real experiment to boost statistically reliability, adding a clinical note to the research file to show that a part of a protocol was followed. So this is coming under the fabrications. Now, falsification examples are changing data to modify differences, including the fake dates and the experimentals and method. Everything is coming into the fake category. Mispresenting the results from statistical analysis and the methods used. Adding false information. Faking phone then faking phone call attempts to gather data for a survey. I mean, these are coming under this falsification. Now, when you are going for the plagiarism, using someone else's text exactly without showing it is quote or giving proper credit. Restating someone else's idea without giving proper credits. Translating or text without proper credits. You're translating because they to remove the plagiarism when they're translating that time they don't give any credit. Reproducing an image, chart, graph, audio, or video clips without proper credit. So that is also coming under this plagiarism. Now, when we are talking about a falsification, fabrications, and plagiarism are major violations of research integrity and can lead to significantly consequences. They damage the reliability, creditability, and trust in research, in scientific research, because it is a scientific process. Unless you follow the proper step, it will not get completed. So this point we have to be careful. We have to have a reliable. There has to be reliability, credibility, and the trust. It is a crucial for all researchers to maintain intellectual honesty, transparency, and responsible behavior to prevent and tackle these issues, thus protecting the integrity of the scientific process. So we have to really more careful when we are doing the research. Now, which are the measures to maintain the research ethics and avoid scientific misconducts? I have given that measures also. Before conduction of research, during conduction of research, and after research. So I have not explained everything, but major points I have taken. So before conduction of research, develop clear research plan or your synopsis or proposal. Submit proposal to ethical review. Ethical review, without ethical review, you cannot go ahead. Many places I have observed, they don't have the ethical committee. They don't go like this. So that is the main action. Prepare well with your research community and agree on authorship. So that is also important. Now, during conduction, follow the approved protocol. Whatever it is approved protocol, you have to go step by step. Maybe whatever they have mentioned in your research committee or your department. Gain consent, involve the community people, protect yourself, your team, and your participants by doing this process. Regularly check out your data. After research, share your study report, return something back to the research community, and follow publication ethics. That is also always we are having session on publication of publications and all we are having in this platform. So follow publication ethics, use references management software. Now here AI will come into the role. AI has a major role, use your references management software. So this is very important. And the next one, effects of scientific methods. When we are doing the effects of scientific misconduct in research can lead to significant repercussions such as diminishing trust within a scientific community, harming the reputation of individual researchers and their institutions, then squandering research resources, obstructing advancement in a partnership field, and ultimately eroding public confidence in science because of potentiality, erroneous or falsified findings. Now, when we'll come to the penalties for the research scientific misconduct, there has to be penalty those who are doing. There has to be some action plan. If somebody does like this, we must have that policy or resolution ready with us. So penalty for this scientific misconduct in that institutional measures. What are the institutional measures are there for the penalty? Universities and research organization have authority to implement sanctions such as formal reprimands, suspensions of research activities, termination of employment, and limitation on future grant applications. Then consequences from funding agencies. Like what they can do, research funding organization may revoke existing grants, prohibit researchers from receiving future funding, and mandate the reporting of any misconduct incidents. Implication from for publication, the retraction of published articles, exclusion or future submission of journals and editorials denouncing the misconduct may take place. Sorry. Then legal ramification. Now, legal ramification means in specific instances, particularly those involving fraudulent activities or threat to public safety. Legal proceeding may be initiated, which could result in fines or possible imprisonment. Policies regarding scientific misconduct. In that, misconduct policy are important for stopping and managing research method. This is the main goal of it. This policy usually define that misconduct is and outline the steps for investigating and resolving such issues. Policies of scientific misconducts in research usually have steps for reporting suspected issues, a detailed investigation. So if something happens, so in the research center or university, so there has to be a detailed investigation by a specific committee. There has to be, task force committee or whatever they have their nomenclatures. They can have the committee. They will investigate what was the reality. Then second one, possible penalties for confirmed misconduct. If it is confirmed, there has to be some penalty. And protection of for whistleblowers to guarantee fair treatment for everyone involved. So that has to be taken care. And this is what my presentation I'm ending with this. This is what I feel that when everybody is doing the research, so they must know what can happen in future. I'm doing research, just go to my submission, my academic requirement, my career requirement. But I have to think that if I'm doing wrong, I have to face this issue, and the penalty, I have to face that penalty also. So if penalty is not, well, there has to be some awareness among this, all the about awareness about this topic among the researchers. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.